All right, so I think we're good right now.
Fuck yeah.
All right. So what are we gonna discuss?
Do you want to do like a hi? This is Ajay Tucker, and this is the Ajay Tucker podcast.
Oh yeah. You're welcome. You're
s-
seeing the Ajay Tucker podcast. How's it going?
Hello.
With my good buddy Nathan Long here.
Hi.
This is the bargain bin version of Red Letter Media. If you guys want to know.
Oh my god.
This is the bargain bin version of Letter. I can't speak today.
It's
Red Letter Media. So yeah, we have some films that we want to discuss. I actually discussed this in my previous podcast episodes. That this will be the state of the film address. So this will be dropping around New Year's week. That's when my week will be off. So why not discuss some topics for today, huh?
yeah, sure. We're good.
So we watched some films. Overall, did you like 2021? Do you think 2021 for films, not for your personal
films.
life?
No, my personal life was bullshit, but the films were just as bad. Just based on my list, looking at it, I watched a lot of like dumb bullshit, ranging from this is acceptable dumb bullshit to this is the bulliest of the dumb bullshit, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying because I did watch a lot of dumb shit as well.
Yeah.
I concur with that point. But I'm happy to say that I did not watch any new superhero movies. I'm so thankful.
Don't worry, I did it for you.
Yeah, good, because I want to hear your take on it.
Yeah.
I heard The Eternals was bad.
Yeah.
And I heard Shang-Chi was okay. It was good enough for a sequel. That's about. But let's not start there. Let's not start there because it's. We'll get with the highs, right? We both enjoyed this film. We both discussed this like last month or so. Dune.
Yeah.
Dune was a really good one. This is one of those films where I watch and I'm like, this really changed my psyche. This really changed my outlook on film. And when I watched Dune, Denis Villeneuve is one of the best directors working today.
He has not been slouching like at all. He is always putting out just 100%. He's putting 100% into just all of his work. Like Blade Runner, Prisoners is amazing, Incendies. He's really just killing it, and I think
Enemy as well. Enemy.
Oh, fuck,
the Jake Gyllenhaal movie that ended with like the spider,
the spider.
Yeah, that was awesome. I love that movie.
But yeah, he's really killing it. This really feels like the culmination of like everything he's worked on. He's putting just all his skill on display, and it's fucking beautiful.
Honestly, I think it's the best film of 2021, by hands down. And I hate to say it because like it's a very popular film, and it's easy for me to be like countercultural and be like, no, since it's popular, I'm not gonna say it's my favorite film, but it is my favorite film.
I understand that as like a favorite film of 2021 because it really, really like dropped and just exploded, which is amazing. It's really, I really appreciate just people being able to accept like this really weird, dense sci-fi, and for it to just really strike well within the cultural zeitgeist. People are like, oh, fucking Dune, rock, fucking Dune rocks, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I fully agree with you because this is very different than like every other sci-fi film that's come out.
Definitely.
Where it's not like linear, where there's still a lack of finality to it. And sometimes like that can be a detriment to the film, you know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's completely different and it's innovative. And I think this just adds more to what we want to see from this genre, you know, just not something that's like binary. That's the good guys win. It's like no, there's something different. This is something new to the table, and I think Denis Villeneuve really does that well in this film.
Yeah, I think, and I'm very excited for like that it's getting a sequel, and that of course it's gonna continue on, and like we're gonna see more of this world. And I think that's really what I am very happy with, is being given like this new sci-fi world and being given this new like fucking just lore that is just so meaty to chew on. There's a lot of meat on this bone, and I think that's just great how dense the world is and how it's built up. And so even if the movie like kind of just like ends like right when it's getting good, like, but like I understand like why it happens. It's because the story can't be told just like succinctly. Like we've kind of got to chop it up and like continue on with the next one.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it doesn't turn into Star Wars. You know what I mean? I hope it doesn't turn into further installments and these prequels and like reboots, and then here's a new show on Disney Plus. I don't want that. You know, I just want it to be like a standalone thing that people can watch, and hopefully that's like the mission for Denis Villeneuve. I don't see him selling out like that. But yeah, I mean, Dune is the best film of 2021.
I disagree. I, for one, am very excited for when they give the Sandworm a spin-off.
Oh yeah. The fucking mom, just having her own show, like Cyborg or Cyclops or whatever the fuck that was on Disney Plus. Sure. What was that 1950s like with Elizabeth Olsen? WandaVision. Yeah. I actually
give Paul's mom a WandaVision show.
I heard that show was good though.
It was pretty good. I liked it.
But because it's superheroes, based on that merit, I'm not watching it.
That's fine.
Yeah. So Dune is obviously the best film of 2021. I think everyone agrees with it. I don't think it's going to win any Oscars because it's a sci-fi film, and Oscars don't really lean towards that direction.
Also, fuck the Oscars. Who even gives a shit about the Oscars?
Fuck it.
Can the Oscars just go away forever now? I don't think people care enough anymore.
It's just biopics now. And then musicals.
Sure.
And we'll discuss musicals later in this podcast because, you know, Tick, Tick, Boom and like West Side Story. But I don't
watch either.
Yeah, I didn't watch. Well, West Side Story hasn't come out yet when this is being released. But
the time of this.
All right, let's move into like the next movie that we discussed.
I've got
we watched one movie together earlier.
Yeah, we watched Old.
Yeah, Old. Yeah. We
watched.
It was like one of our first times like we saw each other outside of comedy.
Yeah, no, first time hanging out. We decided to start fresh
and watch
with a fucking Shyamalan film.
Yeah. I like Shyamalan though.
Cool. Here's what I've come to realize about M. Night Shyamalan is that he's very much at this point he's just niche. I think you either
it's an eclectic taste. Either you love him or you hate him.
Really love like his weird, I guess, style at this point, or you fucking hate. I for one love it. I love this fucking weird, strange alien man, and what he does, good or bad, I will watch the fuck out of.
Right. Either you're Chris Stuckman with Shyamalan or your movie sucks with Shyamalan.
I don't know what either of those words mean.
Stuckman loves Shyamalan.
Good for him.
Your movie sucks, hates Shyamalan.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So that if you want to know better YouTubers, those are your two options. But yeah, I liked Old. I thought it was new. I thought it was invigorating. I thought it was something that was different from all the other sort of summer blockbusters that came out during that time.
Well, I mean, it's not really a summer blockbuster though, is it? It just I guess
movies
it just
that sort of rolled out during that time.
Okay,
I thought it was a nice diversion from the same like sort of Fast 9, 8, 10, whatever the fuck that is. Because I watched that film in movies as well.
Oh, you watched Fast and watched Fast 9?
It was horrible. They go to space,
but it's about family.
Good point. Based on that merit, I think I should care about it. In fact, give it an Oscar. You know. I liked it. I thought it was. It's going to hate. People are going to hate on it, and understandably so. You know, I'm not going to defend it. You know, to anyone.
There's some legitimately dumb, stupid shit in fucking Old.
When the chick gets pregnant.
That's awesome. There's awesome shit too.
That's awesome.
Awesome in the sense like, oh, that's a terrifying movie moment. Whoa, what's gonna happen now?
But then the parents are like hugging the son, and they're like, oh, that's so great. I'm like, no, you should be terrified as well. He impregnated a chick,
and that's when we get into Shyamalan writing dialogue that no sane human being in their right mind would ever say in that situation. I think that's where his idiosyncrasies come in, where you're like, people are reacting very strangely to this horrifying situation where they're trapped on a beach and like they're slowly aging. It's just a very
what was the dude's name? Midsize Sedan?
Are we I feel like no one's gonna understand what we're talking about. We're just talking about this nightmare of a movie.
Spoiler alert, warning, whatever the fuck we're saying.
Spoiler alert. Everyone gets old, and there's a man named Midsize Sedan.
Yeah.
He's not at all important to the story. He shows up, and then he fucking gets stabbed to death by a dementia-ridden racist.
Right. I mean, Old was good. Old was one of those films where like you can't really hate on it at all.
I think you
okay. Well, you can hate on it. You can hate on it. No. That's not a good way. You have to appreciate it, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it's one of those films where you can hate on it. That's fine. That's completely fine. But at least have to appreciate that in these times, Shyamalan isn't doing something that's conventional.
Yeah, that's what I appreciate most. Like, again, love him or hate him, but like, no one makes a movie like M. Night Shyamalan. You can't look at other movies and be like, oh, that's a little bit like M. Night Shyamalan. No, M. Night Shyamalan is his own goddamn thing.
There was this quote by Roger Ebert when Freddy Got Fingered got released.
That's so funny.
And he said that, like, he didn't like it. Obviously, not Roger Ebert's favorite film. He really hated it. The swinging the baby in the nursery home and the childbirth scene, he hated it.
Martin Scorsese wishes he shot Freddy Got Fingered.
Really?
No, I'm just saying that. That's a joke.
Oh, yeah. He shot.
Do you think Martin Scorsese wish he? I don't mean shot like killed. I mean like shot like made the movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean he's made comedy before, so
yeah, king of comedy.
And he also made a very shitty film that we both know, Wolf of Wall Street. That was pretty shitty.
I like that movie. What the fuck?
It was too long.
All his movies.
We'll talk about The Last Duel because I also felt that film was too long. But
sure.
Yeah, I mean Roger Ebert said that he really hated Freddy Got Fingered. And then Tom Green, the person that directed Freddy Got Fingered, also made another comedy film that was quite forgettable. And Roger Ebert then reviewed that film, and he's like, you know what? Even though I hated Freddy Got Fingered, I still remember it. And I feel like a lot of people, whether you hate old or love old, you also have the same feeling. You're gonna remember it.
You'll remember it.
Which is not the most glowing
whether you like it or not, you'll remember this.
Yeah, it's like an evening with Epstein. You'll remember it, you know? Getting into the dark side of our world.
It's like an evening with Ajay Thakkar. You'll remember it in your darkest fucking nightmares.
Yeah, you'll remember my stand-up comedy at the at Sammy's Patio. Yeah. Shout out to Kenny Capozzi. Yeah. So, what other movies did we watch? Go down your list.
Did you happen to? I have my list here of movies that at least I watched. Did you happen to watch Malcolm and Mary? This came out very early during the pandemic.
We'll discuss this afterwards. How about The Green Knight?
Green Knight? You want to skip to Green Knight?
Yeah, Green Knight.
All right, Green Knight.
Back to our old Saw days when he talked about this.
Oh, yes, Green Knight. At the time of we were talking about this, you didn't like it, right?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I loved The Green Knight.
It felt like a Legend of Zelda game.
You say that like a negative, but I feel like a lot of people hear that and they're like,
yeah. I'm sure you guys will like it. I'm sure you guys will love when Dave Patel comes in the film. Like, huh?
You didn't?
I know.
That was the literal.
That was obscene.
It was the literal climax.
It was just, yeah. More jokes from Nathan Long every Tuesday at Winter Circle. Yeah. So I mean, listen, I think it was okay. It was too long. Like the films that like I liked but didn't love are like too long. So The Last Duel, it's very similar in that wavelength where I just felt it was too long.
Okay, fair enough.
And there was no sort of ending to it, or finality to it,
I think there.
I don't know. I feel like Dave Patel is a good actor. Dave Patel.
He was amazing.
I loved him
really
in Lion.
Yeah.
Slumdog Millionaire, obviously Oscar nominated, won it, but it just wasn't for me. It's just, I think for Dave Patel, I like him because like we share the same.
Are you calling him Dave or Dev?
Dave.
Dave. Okay.
That's how we say Dave in our.
Then I was wrong to.
You pronounce it like Dave essentially, but with like an Indian tinge to it. So Dave. We name a lot of our like
Dave,
children, our sons, like with like Western sounding names. So like we have Neil. Neil's a very sort of popular Indian name for a son.
Is there anyone named Nathan?
No, Nathan. No.
Damn it.
I shouldn't know. No. I don't want to get canceled like Shane Gillis. No. Honestly, Green Knight seemed pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Just wasn't for me.
Fair
and I'm
enough.
sure there'll be people that like it because it's A24. And A24, even though people like to say they don't make misses, they do make misses. For me, this was a miss. I don't know why. It just wasn't for me.
I'll give it to you. It was definitely not what I was expecting. Like, when I saw the trailer, I didn't know what it was going to be. I thought it would be, like, leaning towards, like, a weird, like, surreal horror or something like that. But then I saw it. I still liked it. I still liked the weird, epic, like...
How do you relate to this?
Adventure.
What movie would you say is very similar to this? In terms of storytelling.
That is a I don't want to say Lord of the Rings. I just feel like it has a very like tried and true structure. Like it is the hero's journey, and he faces like many challenges.
So like the first Star Wars film?
Along his way. Yeah. It's very much that basic template of the hero story. But like I think it has a lot of twists to it, because Dave Patel, his character, I feel is really layered, and the movie goes out of its way to show like that he's not a perfect person, or he's not a perfect man, and he's very ill-equipped to go on this adventure. And I really liked that aspect of the movie. I think that's what kept me, like going and watching, and I think that's why I like it a lot.
So it shows like a flawed character, essentially.
Yeah, it really is a character, like, and just a performance, and just kind of like a story that, again, has been done before, but like it's very in a unique way. And the world itself too, like the Arthurian, is that how it is? The Arthurian legends,
sure.
Old English legends.
Yeah.
I like how they created this world that looks so normal on the surface to our eyes, and it's like as we've seen before, but is still so just out there and strange, almost dreamlike.
You know what it reminded me of? Last season of Game of Thrones.
That is...
It did.
Is that a compliment?
No, it's not. It's not at all. The last season of Game of Thrones was horrible.
Yeah.
I watched it and I'm like, what's happening? I stopped watching after like it was like pitch black. You know the battle where it was like pitch black?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I couldn't watch anything on the screen, I'm like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
This is dumb. Like, what am I doing?
It's very harsh.
I don't like it. Like, we have to stop acting like A24 has never made a bad movie, because they've made a lot of misses.
Name one. Name another one.
Oh my god, where to start? Oh my god.
Please, no, I want to...
Oh my god, Moonlight. I did not like
you
Moonlight.
Like Moonlight?
No.
I like Moonlight.
It was Oscar bait.
I mean...
As soon as I looked at it, I'm like,
that.
yeah, it's
Sure.
Oscar bait. It's like, okay, gay people, they're black. It's like, come on. Like, come on here. Like, can we start giving awards to things of merit now instead of just checking the boxes? I'm sorry. Maybe I can say this, maybe not him, but I just can't. I just can't with this. Like, there's so many films that like fit that description. Like In the Heights, like people liked it because it was like, it was about like Latino film, like Latino people and Latina people. It's like,
do you have something against Latinos?
He's half Latino, by the way. Or
if
half
you couldn't
Latina.
tell,
Yeah.
I'm half Puerto Rican.
It's
He
not,
doesn't like that half.
I hate it. I just actually listen. It's just bad, man. It's just all these films. Like, you can't have progressivism and good art, because if you have both of them, it's not going to create a good piece of art, in my opinion. You can have, like, obviously representation, that's important, but just diversity for the sake of diversity, I think that's dumb. And it actually strips away from characters and what they can actually achieve and accomplish, So I like The Green Knight because, not because Dave Patel's in it. Well, I mean, I don't like it, but I like the idea of The Green Knight because it's just Dave Patel's in it,
I like Dave Patel.
And they don't like force him to be like, oh, what's his backstory on being Indian? It's like, no, just give him a character. He'll do well in it.
Well,
it's like Denzel in Training Day.
He's Indian in England because England just likes to snatch shit.
Yeah. Thank you for explaining my culture to me, by the way.
You're welcome anytime you need me to.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to our next film that we may have watched. What film is on your list that you watched?
This is another...
We came so prepared for this.
Yeah,
podcast.
So prepared. I'm just going to start at the top. Saint Maud? No?
I've heard of it. Is it also?
It's also
A24?
an A24.
Yeah,
It was that and The Green Knight that were like the only two movies that I really
By the way,
wanted to watch.
like A24, great production company. I love Sean Baker. I think The Florida Project is one of the best films in the past like 10
Oh,
years.
no. Sean Baker's amazing. I'm excited.
I haven't watched Red Rocket yet.
I'm excited for Red Rocket.
I want to
really
watch it. They just released it like last week, I think.
Oh my god, yes.
I want to watch it, but we haven't watched it already, so we can't discuss it.
Okay.
But yeah, Sean Baker is like, in my opinion, he's like up there with PTA. He's up there with Paul Thomas Anderson.
Oh,
he's getting there.
I thought you were saying he was up there with the Parent Teacher Association.
Yeah. He's up there with Parent Teacher Association, with the union, with the public unions all around. Yeah, all that. But what movie, Saint Maud? Is it kind of religious? Is it sort of like that film with that was also A24?
Like
that's also
First Reformed?
Yeah, First Reformed. Yeah.
Those are two very different but I guess like the religious aspect of it, like that's the similarities. But Saint Maud is very. First off, if you want like a fucking killer fucking ending, that movie is, I think, one of my favorite endings I've ever seen, just in a movie in general.
I forgot.
Do you know which one you're talking about?
Censor.
You want to talk about Censor?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I saw Censor too.
Dude, Censor was awesome.
Censor,
and I recommend it on my weekly pick as well. So, dude, that was great.
That was a great
movie.
The
ending of that shit?
The ending is so when it's slowly turning into like its own like 70s grindhousey B-movie flick. It's awesome. It's a cool ass ending.
The reason why I liked it is because like it was very similar to that of Videodrome.
Yes. Oh.
And you love David Cronenberg.
I love David Cronenberg.
Yeah. He's a bigger movie buff than I am, as you can tell. But The Fly also pretty good by David Cronenberg.
Fly kicks ass.
Yeah. But I liked it because it dealt with the 80s in a way that really highlights the censorship that was very prevalent.
It was a much different, like, so many 80s movies, so many movies that are just like about the 80s or. It's so gross at this point.
But I still think Videodrome is a better movie than Censor. I like Censor. It's a good film, but comparatively speaking, Videodrome is... Because I think it inspired like a bunch of other movies that rarely get... like that probably get more recognition than Videodrome. Undeservedly so. But yeah, Censor, also a great film. I love the film.
It's really good.
The acting, I don't remember any of the actors' names, but they did great. I'm sure they're doing well.
The lead... woman in Censor, I forget her name, but I had seen her before in another movie. It was just on Shudder. It was just this shitty little like hour and 20-minute like vampire movie, and she was the lead, and she was great in it. And then I see her in Censor, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, Queen, slay.
Don't say that.
Fucking get that shit, bitch.
Don't say that, yo. Don't say that. I'm fine with the swears, but when you say slay queen, I'm like, no. Why? That's gay.
I'm sorry.
That's gay. Oh, okay, so Censor was also a good film.
Yeah.
It probably will not get any awards, but I think it's one of the better horror films of this past year.
Yeah.
And that's about it with movies that we watched together, or like that we watch knowing that the other person watched.
Yeah, movies that we have both watched knowing that the other has watched them.
I did watch one movie. I don't know if you watched it, but it's the Edgar Wright film. Last Night in Soho.
I wanted to see it, but I was too lazy.
It was not good.
Why not?
It was not good because it was too much product placement.
How?
There was like a Coke can and several shots that were not needed. I remember, Tomasin McKenzie, she's also an old.
Yeah.
So she goes to take a pickup ride from like a taxi, and then like the taxi driver is like a straight up perv. So she goes into like the convenience store, and then she grabs a Coke can.
Okay.
How is that? Why would you put product?
Oh my god, this taxi driver's a pervert. I need a Coca-Cola.
I need to wash down this sexual harassment with a Coke. That makes so much sense.
Oh my god.
On a story, this is why I do not like Edgar Wright.
I don't like Edgar Wright?
I like Edgar Wright selectively. Selective films I enjoy.
You haven't even seen any of the Cornetto trilogy.
I haven't. Why would I? Bruh. Oh, why would I? I watch Baby Driver. I'm like, okay, this is okay. But if the other films are like not as great as Baby Driver, then what's the point?
They're better than Baby Driver.
Well, I mean, I saw like the critics' reviews of all those those movies, and they weren't as great as like Baby Driver.
Why are you listening to critics?
Yeah. Why are you listening to critics?
When you could listen to two assholes on a couch?
Yeah. Why are you listening to Rotten Tomatoes?
Fuck them.
Even though they're an aggregate of every critique on the internet, why are you listening to Rotten Tomatoes? I always hate those people that are like, oh, why are you listening to Rotten Tomatoes? I don't know. I trust Rotten Tomatoes more than Letterboxd. Letterboxd is just memes and people that are critiquing Paul Thomas Anderson because he doesn't have enough like black people in the movie. I'm like, this is a period piece on the Civil War. Why the fuck would he have? This is a Western. Well, he makes a Western. Like I've seen like reviews on Letterboxd for There Will Be Blood, and I'm like,
oh, yeah.
Like, why are you critiquing the lack of BIPOC representation in this film? Why? Why? It's a Western. It's a coming-of-age Western. Why? That makes no sense.
Is There Will Be Blood really a coming-of-age story?
I'm critiquing... Maybe. I don't know.
Is it really a coming-of-age story?
It's just that there's so many Zoomers that are on Letterboxd, and they critique it through a progressive lens instead of an actual film lens.
Wait, Letterboxd, is that how it's...
Letterboxd, whatever.
That's how I've been pronouncing it, Letterboxd.
I have a Letterboxd profile.
Cool.
And I only reviewed like 5 films. And it was like Primer, Under the Silver Lake, and that's about it. But let's go back into the
that wasn't 5. But continue.
Yeah, I didn't do that well in school, as evidenced by my lack of counting. Yeah, I mean, I think Last Night in Soho was one of those films where I'm like, no, this is not good. This is not good whatsoever. Right. And people like it because of Anya Taylor-Joy, which, whatever, I'm sure that's a reasonable explanation for liking a film.
I mean, that is pretty reasonable.
It is. But yeah, I did not like that film. What films did you from your list? I know you watched Titane and Malignant. We'll just...
yeah, I want to talk about both of those if you'll permit me.
Yeah. We talked about Malignant in the MGK show.
Yes.
Before the MGK show that we watched. We have such a good taste in art.
Fucking Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah. You should definitely listen to, like, take my opinion seriously on, like, this thing.
Machine Gun Kelly is the Mozart of 2020s.
Yeah, I love him. I don't deny it. I have bad taste in music.
Machine Gun Kelly is the Pete Davidson of music.
Yes, he is. And Pete Davidson was also with MGK.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I like Pete Davidson.
I do. I love Pete Davidson as well. He's great. I didn't like the last special, but I thought he's a good comic. You know. Yeah. But Malignant, you liked it.
If you love just fucking shitty B-movie trash with high production value, you'll love Malignant. And it's a movie that I don't want to say anything about it in detail. I just want to say watch it as blind as humanly possible.
Yeah, if you like
that's the only way
conventional horror films, you'll like James Wan's Malignant.
I wouldn't say it's conventional on purpose. It is purposefully bad.
Yeah, so if you like purposely bad films, then maybe go watch it. I like Freddy Got Fingered, and I'm sure that's a purposely bad film. So if you guys like Malignant, then go watch it.
Freddy Got Fingered. Watch Malignant, then get fingered.
Yeah, get fingered by Freddy.
Yes.
So Titane.
Titane is great.
It won the Cannes prize, I think.
Did it?
I think. It won the Cannes Film Festival. So I'm sure it's good.
Then it's official. Fucking people love car fucking. You know that's what the movie's about, right? It's about a woman who fucks a car.
I thought it was Cronenberg's Crash.
Yeah, it's about a woman who fucks a car and then gets pregnant by the car.
Titane?
Yeah, that's what it's about. But that's not even what it's really about, because that's what happens in the first 20 minutes.
The people at Cannes are so weird, man.
I know, right?
They're so weird.
They're great.
Yeah, the people, like, they liked The Pianist after they knew what Polanski did.
That's just a Hollywood
thing. They
thing.
hated The Brown Bunny by Vincent Gallo.
That's just a Hollywood thing in general, being like, yeah, this guy's a pedophile, but like, damn,
he does make good movies, though.
He makes good-ass movies.
Polanski does make good movies.
Damn, that pedophile made a really good movie.
The Pianist was actually pretty good, not gonna lie.
No, it's a good movie.
Adrian Brody really did well.
It's an amazing movie. It's still made by a pedophile.
Yeah.
That's the world we live. We have to
separate the art from the artist.
That's what I try to do.
Yeah.
But like, we have to at least acknowledge what they did before we can start enjoying what they.
No,
not what they. Let me rephrase that because it sounded bad.
You don't have to look at the camera, by the way. Just
what I do.
Conversate with me. I'm right here, yo.
What I do. I have trouble with eye contact. You know that about me.
No, I don't.
What I mean to say is, acknowledge what the bad person did before you say how much you loved Chinatown. That's all.
All right. Yeah, I mean, that's good. That's cool. Sure, I still like a Bill Cosby special here and there, you know. Huh. So Titane, you liked it? I didn't watch it.
It's great. It's the first movie in a while I've seen where I truly had no idea where the story was going to take me. I was truly blind the entire time, and I think that's just a magical experience that I don't often get with movies much anymore.
Right. Yeah. I mean, in this land of superhero movies and all this sort of commercial box office, brought to you by Disney, it's important to like watch films that like sort of challenge your preconceived notions on life and whatnot. So
yeah,
that's good. It's good. I think Titane. I haven't watched it yet, but it seems like a good recommendation for you.
I highly recommend it.
Right. All right. Let's throw a little bit of a curveball. We're both comics, and this may not be a movie. This may not be considered a movie, but it does have all the qualities of a movie. Bill Burnham's Inside.
Oh,
did you watch it?
Yeah, of course.
I've watched it too.
Everyone and their mother's seen Bo Burnham's Inside.
Bill Burnham's Inside. Can I be honest here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I recommend it for my weekly pick each and every Tuesday. I recommend like a piece of art, a film, an album that I really enjoy. I recommended this film or this comedy special.
Yeah.
But after watching it a second time, because sometimes I like to watch things a second viewing or whatnot, just to see if it holds up. To me, I don't really view this like a comedy special.
No, definitely not. It's truly its own kind of thing.
Right. I think Bo Burnham's Inside is something that people should watch, but I think it's like in the same vein as say like an Eric Andre, like something that is considered comedy but isn't really comedy.
Yeah.
Like Andy Kaufman or whatnot.
It's like surrealist.
Right.
I guess.
And I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really find it funny, but I liked it and I appreciated it because at least he's doing something different. And I feel like, for me, I know that I should name this podcast "It's Doing Something Different" because I keep using this word. I shouldn't, but the visuals were great. Mm-hmm. The cinematography was great. I think it's kind of weird to see like a millionaire like say, "Oh, the lockdowns, woe is me. I'm having such a hard time. Hopefully you can relate." It just gives me flashbacks. Remember that Logic song? Like that 1-800 suicide song?
Well, oh, okay. That song you're talking about.
It kind of felt like in the same vein as that. I'm not saying it's corny, but it reminds me of like, I'm so sad. I'm so depressed. Look at all these Zoomers that love me. I shouldn't be loved. I shouldn't be loved. Why are you loving me? I mean, be funny.
make the funny, clown man.
I like the songs. Like
the songs are great. Yeah.
I mean, he borrows a lot of Weird Al Yankovic. I've noticed that a lot.
How so?
I don't think he would exist without Weird Al Yankovic.
Well, how much of our modern sense of humor would exist without Weird Al Yankovic?
Noted. Yeah, that makes sense. But I mean, there are songs that I like. The Jeffrey Bezos song.
Yeah,
where it's just like cackling at the end, like like that. I enjoy that.
Welcome to the Internet.
Welcome to the Internet was great. He released it on YouTube as a
so
single.
Good.
I liked it. I didn't find it funny.
Okay,
and that's completely fine. I like Bo Burnham. He's a funny dude.
I feel like you can go into that.
You grew up like 5-10 minutes away from where he grew up.
I know.
Yeah, we're not going to disclose the location because we value Nathan's security and privacy.
I don't even know where he lives.
Hamilton.
Why did you disclose the location?
No. No, not from you.
Oh,
but
okay.
for him. He lived in Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
St. John's Prep.
Oh,
so same place as Aiden.
Prep kid.
Yeah, prep kid, yeah.
Classic.
But his mom was a nurse and that's how he got into the school.
Oh, great. Of course.
I didn't disclose your location.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's great. So Bo Burnham's Inside. I liked it, but not for comedic purposes.
Yeah.
So if you want to see a comedy special, then maybe Shane Gillis Live in Austin. It's a great comedy special. But we're not here to discuss comedy. We're here to discuss films. And Bo Burnham is definitely a cinematic masterpiece, I would say. For the cinematography and for the visuals. Every shot, and I said this in my weekly pick, looks like a movie poster.
Yeah. No, it's great. The lighting, his music, his direction, just excellent.
All of it. Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to win. He's one of the more talented people in our generation.
Absolutely.
I don't like the comedy in the special, but you can't deny the kid doesn't have talent because he does.
Yeah, no,
he's very he got into NYU for experimental theater.
Shit.
And he was signed to Comedy Central for like 16, 17, making videos at home in his like basement, which you should be doing as well if you had that talent, but you don't. What other films do we have?
I'm just gonna start naming stuff on my list.
Yeah, French Dispatch. Did you watch that?
I did not watch The French Dispatch. Did you?
I tried to. I don't like Wes Anderson.
I still like Wes Anderson. I do. It's just for
every film looks
personally.
Derivative, and if you've seen one of them, you've seen all of them.
I still like his style. I still enjoy the movies that I've seen from him. It's just Oh no, I feel like just for me personally, I've kind of tapped out. I'm like, yeah, I know what it's kind of gonna be like.
Yeah, it gets kind of formulaic after a while. So
Yeah.
I tried to watch it, but again, it's not for me. I don't like that much of a colorful palette. Okay. And I feel like everything's sort of very neat and sort of symmetrical and very sort of, it's like very sort of French in a way. It's obviously he's a French director.
It's the so French everything is Dispatch.
Yeah. But I'm talking about like every Wes Anderson film where it's like everything is sort of neat and everything sort of fits in a box and everything's symmetrical and everything has to be looked a certain way, and that's great. But for me, I like grimy films. I like films that are like in like a green like lens, or it's sort of like dark films in a way where it's not as sort of hoity-toity or like picture perfect as like, because our lives are not picture perfect, then why should we see that as a reflection on our films? Exactly. So
my life isn't at all French.
Yeah, our lives are not like Bottle Rocket. It's not like that whatsoever. We're not that smart. But yeah, French Dispatch, I heard it's a good film, and I wouldn't be mad if it's like if it got a lot of money in the box office, but it's just not for me.
Yeah, that's fine.
What other films? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no,
we're just breezing by.
Yeah, no. Saint Maud, Malcolm and Mary, Psycho Gorman, Mortal Kombat, the Snyder.
We talked about Saint Maud.
Yeah. And then the Snyder cut of Justice League.
All right.
These are just the ones that I watched. Nobody. I wrote down Monkey versus God.
Nobody's the action film, right?
Yeah, with Bob Odenkirk.
Talk about that.
Oh yeah, sure. It's very much in like, I think it was really marketed as like it's John Wick, but like now he's like a schlubby middle-aged father.
Yeah. I saw the movie poster. I'm like, this is borrowing from like John Wick heavily,
and it does that. The action itself is really good, and Bob Odenkirk is also very good. Like, middle-aged man, mostly has done comedy all his life. Fucking dude got jacked, fucking learned to fight. I think that's cool. Good for him. But like, I just think
he was also in Parks and Rec, right?
He probably was. Dude just shows up in like so much shit all the fucking time. But and he's also on Better Call Saul and fucking
that's a good show. I hear that's a pretty good show.
But the action's really good. It's really cool. You won't be bored watching it, and the choreography is incredibly well done. But I feel like
the stunts?
Yeah,
they don't break out into song and dance, right?
No. Is that what you think?
Yeah, when you say
choreography,
I watch Bollywood, so that's what I first hear when I hear choreography is like, song and dance. But yeah, I mean, you liked the film?
Nobody. I liked it. I just think I was expecting it to be just maybe funnier, but it wasn't.
And an action film?
Well, it was marketed as like an action comedy.
Oh,
because the
so like The Nice Guys.
It was
the Russell Crowe Ryan Gosling.
Like
film.
It's supposed to be. What if John Wick were like just a middle-aged father with like a normal suburban family? And it's like, I feel like it doesn't play enough with like how fun could that be if he's like fighting Russian mercenaries while trying to take out the trash, or he's taking out their bodies and putting it in the trash. I don't know. But for what it was, I enjoyed it very much.
All right. House of Gucci. Unintentionally hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Jared Leto's Italian accent is great. It is a marvel to see. When I watched it in the theater, every person that was clearly older than me, like in their 60s or 70s, so that film is marketed towards those people. They were dying their ass off.
Good.
They loved his accent. If they knew a little bit about his personal life, maybe not so much. But House of Gucci.
Wait, about Jared Leto's personal life?
No, we got
about the House of Gucci's personal life.
Well, apparently the House of Gucci's personal life was not actually what we saw on screen, or what I saw on screen. So, like, apparently Tom Ford, the director of Nocturnal Animals. And,
yeah,
great director. I don't know about his fashion. I've never worn a Tom Ford suit or whatnot, despite what you may see on camera. But apparently Tom Ford was like, yeah, this is a horrible film that did not show what the Gucci family was about. And then I saw Lady Gaga's acting, and some person was like, yeah, Lady Gaga, while she did okay in the film, like, she was like her own sort of actor. Like, she did not stick to like what was supposed to be from her.
How was Adam Driver in it? Was he good?
He's Adam Driver.
Okay.
He's
That's
one of
a really good answer.
He's one of the better actors in our generation.
Yeah.
I think he's up there with Robert Pattinson.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I think he's in that discussion.
Okay.
So I enjoyed the acting for how funny it was.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend the film, though.
No?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah. But what other films do we see?
Did you want to talk about The Last Duel?
Oh, yeah, The Last Duel. I thought that film was better than House of Gucci.
Okay.
Out of the two Ridley Scott films...
They're both Ridley Scott.
Yeah, I don't know you don't like Ridley Scott.
I'm not a big Ridley Scott fan.
The reason why I like this film is because of a petty reason.
Sure.
Ridley Scott said that he blames millennials for the Last Duel tanking at the box office. And for that reason, and that reason alone, I support it. I support it. I'll be honest with you. I said this in my podcast. I was going to recommend it, but then I'm like, you know what? The last 30 minutes kind of slog. There was a little bit too much exposition with the film. I felt like if he sort of tidied the first act up a little bit and allowed the stories of Matt Damon and Ben Affleck to be the same and not change anything about it. If he just like tighten up the first act to like make it a little bit about like the actors, I think it would be better, or the characters. It would have been a lot better. I just think we know what happened. You know, like somebody gets, if you guys didn't watch, spoilers, somebody gets raped. Like one of the husband, I think like Ben Affleck's, or sorry, Matt Damon's wife gets raped.
Jodie Comer.
Yeah, and then they have to fight to the death over over this woman. And you see at the end, the woman's just like off to the side watching two men fight over her. And I thought it was a very poetic way to sort of tell about like how like men sort of fight over women, but in a way that's actually like detrimental for women as well.
Yeah.
You know, I thought the message to the story was great. I just felt like the last 30 minutes sort of slogged.
Okay. And
yeah, I think The Last Duel is a good film. Obviously people will love it more than I did, but I still recommend it. You know, so The Last Duel, go watch it if you haven't already. But yeah, it was just, I just felt like the last 30 minutes could have been a little bit better. But But yeah, with Ridley Scott, I do agree with him that millennials are fucking retarded. I do. Or Zoomers, whatever. He must have meant Zoomers because millennials are like in their 30s. But yeah, they are retarded. They are idiots.
I prefer to cast a wide net and say, I think everyone's a little bit retarded.
Yeah. Yeah, and we are. We're all human. But what other films did we watch?
Let's see. I'm looking at my list. I have Monkey vs. God, which is Godzilla vs. Kong. Did you watch Monkey vs. God?
I could say a lot about that topic, but I don't. I don't want to. We know what monkeys are, you know.
We know what monkeys are.
Yeah. Godzilla vs. King Kong, was it released during the pandemic or lockdown?
Yeah, it was on HBO Max.
All right.
They released it on there.
I don't really want to talk about it. No, do you want to talk about it? Or
I'm just
any thoughts on it?
It was a meme. That's what that movie was. And then I watched it and I'm like, yeah, it's King Kong, and he beats the shit out of Godzilla.
What were the actors?
Rebecca Hall, one of the 20 Skarsgård's brothers.
Did they like have any sort of development to their characters, or was it just purely Godzilla and Kong beating the shit out of each other?
It's like, it feels like with movies like this where like the main attraction is to just see the big monsters fight. Like the people are there and like you just have to get through whatever their plot is, because Rebecca Hall and one of the Skarsgårds are like, we have to get King Kong off the King Kong Island to go fight Godzilla.
And that's a thought process that I truly do not like about superhero movies. Like, oh, let's just like forget about the characters. Oh, we'll just wait for the big action scene at the end. It's like, no, like, shouldn't you like sit and care about these actors or characters?
Yeah.
I feel like it's become so conventional, these kind of films, you know?
But I feel like in the case of Godzilla versus King Kong, like the directors, everyone knew, just like people are just here to see the fucking monster action. And like, granted, it is very fun to watch a monkey with a thunder axe fight Godzilla. It's entertaining, and my lizard brain...
It's like porn.
My lizard brain said, yee!
Yeah.
Those are my feelings. But like, if you're looking for a gripping story with characters you'll fall in love with. This ain't
is not
it. This ain't it, Chief.
All right, I watched one film that you probably didn't watch, King Richard. It's about Serena Williams and Venus Williams rise through the ranks of tennis. I feel like it's pretty apropos to discuss this on a comedy tennis podcast. But I like the film. It stars Will Smith. Will Smith's the main actor. It's going to get a bunch of awards because it's a biopic. I like the film. I thought it was fun, enjoyable, and it's very sort of, I think people that sort of lean right or are conservative, I think they'll also enjoy it as well. Because it's not like a victim complex narrative where it's like, oh, since you're black and since you're a woman, that means you're a victim. No, it's like Will Smith does his best to like really care about his children and really wants them to succeed and thrive and do well. And he often gets like belittled in the film by other people within the tennis community because, as we all know, the tennis world is more like people that do well in tennis and that care about tennis are often upper middle class. They're often white, waspy kind of like individuals. So it was very nice to see the film. I really enjoyed it. But again, it's a biopic, so it's bound to be good. Every biopic is going to get an Oscar nominee. Every biopic is going to get nominated for an award. I can see when it's just for that audience.
You say every biopic is gonna get an award, but just like I think it would be.
What's a bad biopic?
Wait. I'm just saying.
It's so easy to make a biopic. No, it's so easy to make a biopic. That's why. That's why they get nominated, because it's so easy. Just look at Wikipedia and like, okay, we'll add some. Like the first act is like, okay, they go through struggle. Second act is they find their passion and they still go through struggle. And then the third act is, okay, they're doing well and now they're going to have the ultimate battle, which is their final struggle.
Yeah.
And then it's repeat the pattern. Repeat the pattern.
I'm just saying, I think it's going to be funny when Christopher Nolan finally makes his Oppenheimer movie and the Academy's like, nah, we don't want it. Nah, no awards.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
The one biopic they make the exception. They're like, no.
Yeah, they don't like Nolan.
We don't like you.
Yeah. What other films did we see on your list? Or did you watch?
Fucking...
You have a lot.
But I guess, yeah.
Can I see it?
There's Dune, Army of the Dead, The Suicide Squad.
Army of the Dead. Is that the Zack Snyder film?
That's the Zacky Snyder movie.
Oh yeah, they replaced Crystalia in it.
It's with Tig Notaro.
Yeah.
She's the best part of the movie, and she's only in it for like 10 minutes. So there's 10 minutes of Army of the Dead that's worth watching.
Yeah, so I feel like Zack Snyder, I feel like it was in the same realm as Watchmen. Or is it better?
No, it kind of sucks.
Oh yeah.
It kind of sucks. It starts with the classic Zack Snyder move of a 5-minute slow motion opener that's better than the rest of the movie. There are 2 pieces of paper there, but I've only written on one.
Yeah. All right, so Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. You can watch it on Netflix, right?
Yeah, you can watch it on Netflix. You won't lose anything from watching it, but like...
It's just good fun. Popcorn fun.
It's pretty fun popcorn fun.
I feel like Netflix is like that right now with the Ryan Reynolds film that Michael Bay directed.
Six Underground?
Yeah.
No, you're talking about Red Notice. Six Underground is a different Ryan Reynolds Netflix action movie.
Yeah, that's how much I care about Ryan Reynolds.
That kind of goes to show how just completely replaceable each and one of these fucking Netflix action movies are.
Yeah. So Army of the Dead, watch it if you want to have a good fun
or don't.
Time. If you want to see, shit get blown up.
If you like Dave Bautista,
he does star in good films though.
He's gonna be in
Dune,
Shyamalan's next movie,
Blade Runner.
Yeah,
they were great. All right, some films that we didn't watch.
Well,
want to do that?
Yeah, sure.
All right, West Side Story.
I didn't watch it.
We didn't watch it. But we're still going to give our opinion on it.
I don't like musicals.
It's a Steven Spielberg film.
I can review West Side Story, but only the version that I saw in high school.
Yeah.
Let me.
You were a theater kid, right?
I was a theater kid.
I hate theater kids. But
thank you.
I
hate myself too.
Yeah. I hate theater kids.
They're the worst. I would know. I was one of them.
If you want to see theater kids, go see the Comedy Studio every Thursday. Every open mic every Thursday at the Comedy Studio. If you want to see theater kids.
I would thrive there.
I'm so going to get bastardized by the comedy community.
I'm going to give my review of the West Side Story I saw at my high school. There were only 2 Spanish kids in the entire school. they were given the roles in like the Puerto Rican gang, and then the rest of the members of the Puerto Rican gang, they dyed these cheruby little white kids, their hair jet black, and then they made them brown face. Like, look at these fucking Puerto Ricans. She believe that this 12-year-old boy's a Puerto Rican? Grown Puerto Rican knife fight?
Yeah, and Spielberg is making a movie out of that. So,
and Spielberg made that movie.
I don't think Spielberg should be making that movie at his age. Make something different. I don't know.
I don't care for musicals, me personally.
Me neither. I hate it. I mean, I didn't watch Tick Tick Boom, but I watched like a musical rendition of like one of their scenes. Okay. Boho Days. Yeah, it was. I like Andrew Garfield, and he stars in the film. But yeah, I cannot watch musicals for the life of me. I like musicals. If it's Damien Chazelle, like La La Land, okay. But I like Chazelle. I loved Whiplash.
He's just a really good director, Damien Chazelle.
Yeah, he's a good dude. All right, what other films did we not watch?
I haven't
watched. P.T. Anderson's Licorice Pizza.
It's a movie that exists.
I want to watch it. I really want to watch it.
Yeah.
And I want to watch it because I saw a lot of people say, like, apparently, like, there's an age cap in the dating. Like, Elena Haim, the main actor.
Yeah, she's supposed to be, like, older than the kid.
Yeah, like, the kid's, like, 15.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
And I'm like, all the people.
Nice, bro.
all the people that are getting mad on this on Twitter, it's like, have you not watched Lost in Translation? Have you not read Lolita? Like, shouldn't we understand, like, it's just a film? like since when did that since when did people forget that? Like, shouldn't we just like watch the film for what it is?
I feel like Lost in Translation does not belong there, because although Bill Murray is much older than Scarlett Johansson, I don't think she's like underage.
But still, it's just a movie. Like, we shouldn't like be like totally against it. You know?
It's like, I don't know the context of like how they tell the story.
It's not that like they're gonna do like a full on sex scene. Like, that's a little abhorrent. But like, if it's just like a relationship, fine, whatever. I'm not supporting it. It's bad like at all. But in a film, sure, why not? It's a film. Suspend your disbelief.
I'll suspend my disbelief.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it because I like P.T. Anderson. I'm not a big fan of rom-coms. But I do like P.T. Anderson, so I think that's going to be a film that people should watch. And then another film, Nightmare Alley.
Nightmare Alley. Oh, Guillermo del Toro. I love Guillermo del Toro. He's one of my favorite directors.
I don't know what deal he made with the devil, because Shape of Water should not be winning awards.
I mean,
it was not that good of a film.
I'll give it to you that I liked it, but I'll give it to you like not an award winner.
Kinky stuff though, so that shouldn't be.
I like fish fucking. What can I say?
I mean, we're like, if the
fish
camera
fucking and car screwing.
If the camera pan to the right, you'll see like a bunch of toys and collectibles. I have no idea.
Well,
why.
That's not sex toys. They're literal toys for children.
All right. I'm not gonna watch the film. Are you gonna watch the film Nightmare Alley?
Nightmare Alley?
Yeah.
I want to, but it's like I find myself hard to dedicate myself to movie, even if it's from people who I like.
All right. Space Jam. Did you watch Space Jam?
Space Jam 2: A New Legacy. Yes, I did.
With LeBron?
LeBron James himself.
I heard the CGI was really bad. That's all I know.
Everything about it was really bad, but like it's
like product placement. Lots of product placement.
The entire movie is a product, yeah. The plot of the movie is they're going through the Warner Brothers algorithm, and then they play
which is archaic.
Fuck.
Because Christopher Nolan hates Warner Brothers now. But yeah.
Can I just say one thing? There's a scene where they travel to the Looney Tunes. They travel to the Game of Thrones universe to get one of the other Looney Tunes who is playing the role of Daenerys there, which implies that this Looney Tune, it's Foghorn Leghorn, the giant rooster, got fucked by Jason Momoa. And that's all I want to mention about Space Jam 2: A New Legacy.
Yeah. That movie seems really bad. So yeah, what other films? Shang-Chi watched.
Yeah, I watched that. It's okay.
Yeah, it's Marvel now. It's like, you know what's going to happen. I'm not interested in watching Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man. The only reason why I am interested, and the only reason why I would watch, is because of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. And that's the thing with like all the Spider-Man films that Tom Holland's in, is that he always gets outshined, and that shows the lack of like people that are genuinely invested in that character, and in that specific role that he plays in.
I think
every film.
I think it started off fine, like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. He started off okay. but then it's just like it's so bloated at this point that's like, how do you focus on just Spider-Man and what Spider-Man's doing, and like how this kid's doing shit?
I mean, Sam Raimi did a great job in the first 3
films.
those
are
first 2
classics.
films. Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing with Spider-Man, is that he always gets outshined by either Benedict Cumberbatch or Robert Downey Jr. or by Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
Bend my dick, come in my smash. Benedict Cumberbatch.
That's what he writes on his Letterboxd account. That kind of comment. Yeah. So, yeah, that's about it. Honestly,
that's about it.
Yeah. I mean,
how much time do we have on the timer?
We have 54 minutes. So
wait, what? 54 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant left.
No, we have. Well, we discussed for 54 minutes about movies of 2021.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we did a good job. There's some pretty gay movies on this list.
Well, name one.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. Let me defend Mortal Kombat. Give me my phone. No, actually,
no. Mortal Kombat, Suicide Squad. I mean, the Suicide Squad seems like a pretty good movie. I know Pete Davidson gets shot in the head.
Right in the fucking face.
And then I stopped watching the movie because I'm like, that's the only reason why I'm watching it.
How dare they kill Pete Davidson?
Yeah, that's the only reason why I watched it, because of Pete Davidson. I love Pete Davidson. Like, he's such an inspiration. God. He's such an inspiration.
They gave him his own spin-off show on HBO Max.
They did?
Yeah, of that character from the Suicide Squad.
But Pete Davidson's not in it.
No, he is.
The whole show?
It's a prequel.
All right, send me the link. Okay,
I won't, because it's not real. I made it up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, of course. Why would you lie to me like that? What other movies? Justice League 2. I mean, we discussed it. The Snyder Cut.
The Snyder Cut?
Yeah. You're into superhero movies, right?
Yeah, that's why I put some on my list.
Yeah. Okay, Snyder Cut.
You
defend it.
I'm not going to defend it because there's so much bad about it.
All right.
But like, if you're just comparing it to, here's what I was thinking.
Let's wrap it up. I don't want to.
Okay, because I was going to go into a tangent. Okay, that's fine.
2021. Was it a good film was it a good year for movies?
Was it a good year for movies?
It was okay.
Is any year really a good year for
2014.
movies? 2014? What did we
Nightcrawler, Whiplash.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Pretty good year. 2016 as well was a pretty good year. Hacksaw Ridge was in it. Silence was in it.
I think 2018 was a pretty good year.
What was it? What were the films?
At least the ones that I really liked. Upgrade, Overlord.
Oh, yeah. Upgrade is the horror film.
The Lee Winnell, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that's good. I don't know. I feel like 2021, out of the lockdown, out of the pandemic, people were discussing about streaming and how that's going to overtake movies and like the movie theater experience.
That's fine. Fuck the movie theater experience.
Yeah, he has a joke about it, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think humans were meant to like see each other and talk, and I don't think you can do that in a streaming setup.
Like, of course, I don't think movie theaters are going to go away.
They would. I mean, yeah,
they're not going to go away, but it's definitely. We're in an adjustment period. I would say.
I am sad when people do genuinely get involved in superhero movies, especially if you're like in your 30s or 40s and you have no children. If you have no children and you're in your 30s and 40s, genuinely invested in Tom Holland and the Daily Bugle, knowing his identity, you're a loser.
Tom Holland is the son I never had.
So that's my motif. That's my theme for today's podcast. Superhero movies. I'm fine with movie theaters, and I'm fine with movies, and I want them to continue to stay alive. But if the average consumer is instead watching superhero movies instead of watching, I don't know, like watching any of these movies that we have, like
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat. Then what's the point of like watching film, you know? So yeah, that's my moral message for you guys. I think we're doing a pretty good on time, so let's stop right here. All right. So this is my buddy Nathan Long. Promote your stuff.
I do comedy. That's it.
All right. Yeah, you can see him at Strange Brew Tavern every Thursday. You're really bad at plugging your dates.
That's fine.
But every Thursday you can see him at Strange Brew Tavern. Hit him up on Instagram. What's your Instagram username?
Nathan_long7.
Hit him up before you go up to Manchester, New Hampshire to see if he's performing.
Yeah, sure. And you can talk to me. That's fine.
And also, he's at Winter Circle every Tuesday, so be on the lookout for that. We love Dave Ragging here. He's a great dude. So yeah, that's about it for our discussion on movies. Hopefully, you guys like and subscribe, because
remember to hit that motherfucking like button.
Yeah. We're past the 5-minute mark on YouTube, so we can swear. So yeah, that's about it with our discussion on movies. Overall, we enjoyed some movies, hated some movies, but leave a comment down below as to what your overall films are, overall enjoyable films that you particularly liked. And yeah, that's about it for us. We may do this next year. Who knows?
Yeah,
we're still doing comedy.
Fuck
maybe
yeah. if we're still living.
Yeah, so that's about it. So guys, thank you so much. And yeah, this is my rain date episode, so you'll see this in 2 weeks. So yeah, that's about it. Bye.